Rim Country News brought to you by Jake's Corner Bar and Grill. Same stop, different horses since 1916. And by Terlucas and Brandt, CPA PLLC, with a long history of providing quality CPA services right here in Rim Country. On this Wednesday, October 27th, for Tano TV, K-Rim Radio News, and Global Trails Media, I'm Randy Roberson with your Rim Country News headlines. Well, authorities are searching for an inmate who escaped from a federal prison in Phoenix. Officials with the Federal Bureau of Prisons said 36-year-old Rosanne Tercero was discovered missing early Tuesday morning from the minimum security satellite camp next to the Federal Correctional Institution in Phoenix. That prison is located near Interstate 17, south of Anthem. Now, the U.S. Marshals Service, FBI, and other law enforcement agencies have been notified and are trying to find Tercero. Federal authorities believe Tercero may be trying to leave Arizona and possibly is headed to New Mexico. Tercero was serving a 117-month sentence for various drug offenses. She's described as 5 feet 3 inches tall, 150 pounds, with brown eyes and brown hair. Anyone with information about this individual is asked to contact the United States Marshals Service at 602-382-8768. And in other news from around the Tonto National Forest, are you familiar with another one of Rim Country's residents, the Quaddamundi? Well, though they look like a combination of lemur, raccoon, monkey, and possibly piglet, Quaddamundis are officially part of the raccoon family. Now, these furry creatures mainly inhabit parts of South and Central America, but can also be found here in Arizona and over in New Mexico. They mainly hang out in trees and have brown-colored fur and a long snout that helps them forage for insects and fruit. Now, their ringed tails give off kind of a raccoonish vibe, but there's plenty of other distinctive characteristics that set Quaddamundis, also called quaddies, apart from their black and white cousins. Now, Rim Country backpackers may know that Quaddamundis have been well documented down in the Fossil Springs area for quite a number of years. In fact, years ago, my son and I had one come into our camp numerous times one night and was even able to get into our backpacks, actually unzip them and get in them and steal food. Now, they're actually really smart little critters. We had hung our backpacks on nails that we saw in a tree in our camp, and obviously a spot where hundreds of other hikers had also hung their backpacks as well. And the quaddies, being pretty smart, they know that those packs are often associated with food. Matter of fact, they even tried to get into our tent. They're a lot of fun to watch, but pretty bold little opportunists. Well, Fossil Springs isn't the only location in Gila County where you can find these mischievous little critters. The Silver Belt newspaper down in Globe is reporting a local resident there just found one in a mulberry tree down there along Crestwood Drive last week. Well, and speaking of critters in the forest around us, as we've been telling you, it is Bat Week all week this week. And another little tidbit of bat information for you. Did you know that we have 24 species of bats right here in our forest that vary from the long-eared bats to free-tail bats? Throughout the state of Arizona, there are even more species, 27 total. So how do we identify them? Well, join wildlife biologist Janie as she explains how to identify the hoary bat.
Hi, this is Janie Adjagras. I'm a wildlife biologist with the Forest Service, and I am going to show how to take all the bat measurements so that we can identify bats. This one is very easy to identify because the coloration is so, diagnostic. It's called a hoary bat. It has this fur that has all this different colors to each hair. It's like 3 different levels of color. These are tree roosting bats, meaning that they are super furred because they roost individually in trees. So this Europatagium in my fingers there is all entirely furred, whereas that's naked on most bats. So tree roosting bats need to stay extra warm because they roost individually. So what measurements we take include things like the forearm measurement, which would be here. We do it in millimeters, so that's about 56. We take an ear measurement right here. That's about 12. We can measure the tragus. On these guys, their little traguses are so tiny it's hard to see, but it's that flap inside the ear right there. That's about a 6 millimeter tragus. On some bats, we'll look for a keeled cow car, which these guys don't have, so it's hard to even show you what that would be when there's not one. But that gives you an idea of some of the things that we look for in order to identify our bat species. And check out the little white tips to the elbows and wrists on the right there and right there. Isn't that fun? We going? Yep. Here we go. Fly!
Well, coming up in Rim Country weather, warming temperatures and dry conditions are expected across northern Arizona all the way through this coming weekend. Slightly cooler temperatures are expected for the start of next week. A complete report on your 7-day forecast is coming up next. You're watching Rim Country News.
Jake's Corner Bar and Grill. It's not just a bar, it's a destination. Jake started out as an Arizona stage stop way back in 1916, and folks have been stopping here ever since. Jake's also has been famous as a popular stopping spot for travelers headed to Rim Country or Roosevelt Lake. But as more people discover this historic stop, more and more, it becomes the destination. It was even featured in the 2008 movie Jake's Corner and later featured at the Sedona Film Festival. Ice-cold beers from the tap, imported or specialty beers, a generously stocked full bar, and great food that keeps you wanting to come back again and again. Enjoy a game of pool inside or step out and enjoy the covered patio and outdoor bar with live entertainment and much more. We hope to see you soon at one of the most historic stopping spots in Arizona, Jake's Corner Bar and Grill. It's not just a bar, it's a destination.
Hello, this is Brian Bowman. We have Pace and Tire Pros in Automotive, and one of the best things about having a business in town is the local community. We found Terlucas and Brandt to do our taxes. Amy's been a critical component for our business to be successful. We are very thankful for them and their professionalism. So if you're looking to have somebody do your taxes and you want to find somebody good that's willing to work with you, Amy is awesome. Terlucas and Brandt is who we suggest.
Well, taking a look now at your Rim Country 7-day weather forecast. Well, the long wave trough continues to propagate eastward out of our region and into the central United States. That's what brought a little bit of rain and some winds over the last day or so. Well, lighter winds remained last night across much of northern Arizona. However, a few stronger gusts did remain across the very high terrain as that trough departed. Now, in its wake, heights begin to rise as a weak ridge begins to build over the southwest. Dry conditions and warming temperatures are expected today through Saturday, along with lighter winds. Now, late in the weekend and early into next week, the ridge begins to degrade slightly as a weak shortwave passes to the north of Arizona. Now, in the wake of that shortwave, the ridge begins to amplify as another trough begins to move into the Pacific Northwest. However, model solutions are somewhat bullish with that depth of the trough and the fact that it likely will have any of its impacts staying well north of Arizona. Nevertheless, slightly cooler temperatures along with continued dry conditions look to follow suit for the start of next week. Well, meanwhile, highs and lows around Rim Country today, well, they should look something like this. Here in Payson, it'll be sunny with a high near 66 degrees, and winds this afternoon could gust up to around 15 miles an hour. Tonight, it'll be clear with our low in Payson dropping to around 41 degrees. Up on top of the rim at Clint's Well, they should see a high today right around 55 degrees with their low tonight dipping to near 31. And headed south down into the deserts of Tonto Basin, well, it looks like beautiful sunny skies and a nice high of 76 degrees is on tap for Tonto Basin today, and a low down there tonight near 50. And that's what's happening around Rim Country. For Tonto TV, K-Rim Radio News, and Global Trails Media, I'm Randy Roberson. Get out there and make it a great Hump Day Wednesday.